Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Gemini, welcome to the in-depth readings for yours and theirs. I hope you're well and I hope you're fabulous, and happy birthday to you. We officially enter Gemini season as of May 19th, May 20th, depending on where you are in the world. And you might have noticed a slight increase in your natural inclination to communicate, just a little bit. Gemini season is always terribly interesting, refreshing. So much to learn, so much to do, so much to see, all that. And I want to give a special shout out to my Gemini bestie of 15 years. Love you so much. You guys, I hope that you have had a fantastic birthday. If you have already had yours or if it's upcoming, may you spend it in good time and in good company and in your own Gemini way. Let's get cracking. Let's talk about it. Yours and theirs. A very favorite reading type to this channel, but a number one question I get often. Does it have to be a romantic partner? Does it have to be a spouse? Does it have to be a love interest? No, it does not. Yours and theirs is essentially describing a connection. Okay, so I'm going to look at you, someone who is connected to you, and look at the connection itself. So no, it does not have to be love-centric. It could be family, it could be friend, it could be co-worker for all I know. I do read, however, from the point of view of love interest, as that is a general love reading. But yeah, take it as it resonates, as is true with all readings under all tarot. Take what resonates, leave what does not, and reverse energies as it applies. More so, reversal applies in yours and theirs. Okay? Energy interchange is real. And if it's non-reversal, I'll tell you. Okay? There you go. That's it. That's the basics. Now, let's get cracking. I recall your last round of readings, difficult as it was. Okay? I think I gave you a good hour 20 on that. I kept it, I recall, because I felt we had really gotten somewhere, okay, in terms of the root of the situation, root of the problem. And now, hopefully, from this point forward, I can see progress, no matter how small, no matter how large. Honey, if Taurus can do it, you can too, okay? I was just so proud of them in their last reading. I was like, oh my God, oh my God. And if Taurus can do it, honey, you can too. I don't know if that gives you much motivation, but it is possible. So, that being, and I might tune into a completely different group of Geminis. I don't know. Let's find out. Show me Gemini in their person. Show me. Gemini in their person. Show me 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 Gemini in their person. What's going on, please, for Gemini? Show me Gemini in their person, please. We're going to start with your side, but as I just said, reverse energies as it applies, if it's at all. If it doesn't resonate at all, this is also normal. Separate yourself from the message, say it's not for me, boom, move on to other placements, or I'll catch you on the next one. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Your side, the world, you're kicking it right off. And for you, yes, yes. Let's do it. Let's talk about it. Page of Wands. Yes. Yes! Oh! God, yes, this is what I'm talking about. This is why we hang in there, honey. This is why I don't give you bullshit readings. Because when people start making changes, when people start doing things differently, I see it. And that's why I keep those readings, because I want you to see the shift from difficult to, yes, we're changing for the good. You see how excited I get? My passion to figure out what the hell's going on is equally applicable to triumph and people getting over shit, moving on, making decisions. Yes, you immediately opened up with the world that makes me deliriously happy. That tells me, I don't know where you're coming from. You closed a door, but now you're opening a new one, and it's called empowerment. Page of Wands, King of Cups. Yes, yes. I don't care what clarification shows me. Your baseline says how you're doing overall is much bigger than what's behind it. You have made decisions. Let me tell you something. Let's make this clear. I don't tell you what's going on for the week. You tell me. That's how tarot reading works. I pick up on your energy. I don't tell you what's going on. It's the other way around. And so when the collective starts making changes, I see it. I don't care how subtle it is. It's there. Let's see if there's anyone around you. If they are, fuck off. They need to stay that way. I'm already not impressed. I want to stop right here. Go. Bye. Bye. Whatever that is can stay off. That's fine. 8 of Cups, Devil. I've already lost interest. I've already lost interest. I've already lost interest. But we got a job to do, so let's keep going. No, we don't. That's not a marriage. That's a trap. Remember Star Wars? It's a trap. Yeah, it's a trap. That's not a marriage, honey. That's a death sentence. No, bye. Oh, God. 8 of Swords. Nobody wants that shit. Queen of Pentacles. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. You and Taurus, praise be to you both. I am so through the moon for the both of you. Oh my God. Yes, bitch. Gemini is back, baby. Gemini is back. Gemini's back, bitch. Bye. I'll see you in a couple weeks. You're doing great. You're killing it. Go. Peace be with you. Live your life. Go. Go. You've been suppressed, oppressed long enough. Go. Go your own way. Bye. Bye. I used to be like Taurus. I'm turning it off right now. Bye. I'm retiring. Seriously. I am so proud of you both. Do you get now? Do you, for those Geminis who've been through it and you've been complaining to me and why is it always so hard? Do you see why? I keep those difficult ones. Because when you show me progress, you show me progress. When you stop putting up with the shit that doesn't work for you, when you stop indulging in the crap and the garbage and you understand this is right for me and this is wrong for me, you start making those decisions. Do you see the triumph that is you? Do you see the triumph of your decision making? Do you see how far you can take yourself when you start making decisions in your best interest? When I tell you I'm happy for you right now, that's what that means. I know some of you are looking at this and you're like, oh, that bums me out. Why? When you see the results that come from it. If you want transformation, if you want good things in your life, you have to accept that sacrifice has to be made. And delusions and willful blindness and devil shit is one of them. You don't need it. It's not for you. Even if it once was, it no longer is. Let it go. Your intuition's out. You're feeling things again. I'm seeing your intuition. Your King of Cups. Some of you have some very strong Scorpio in your chart. Death is also here, in which case you used it. We also have Capricorn. People want me to call it the sounds. I don't see the point. I don't. It's the energy behind it. Tarot essentially is sexless. There might be some gender-based energy, but ultimately it's sexless and etc. But still, it's about the energy exchange. I'm very pleased with the progress I've seen here. Somebody is putting themselves forward and they're remembering who the hell they are. They're remembering their worth. They're remembering their value. And they realize that they have been blind to both for a long time, putting up with unnecessary shit. And for what? Stability. This is anti-stability. When you stop feeling secure about yourself, your love, your home, your relationship, your commitment, and you realize that somebody is perpetually checked out, but they won't leave, that means it's no bueno, it's no good, it's hurting, it's toxic, but they refuse to see it. You count onto it, and it's like, this is the opposite. This is the opposite of freedom. This is the opposite of feeling good. This is the opposite of feeling secure. I want to be secure, and I tried to be secure with this person. The problem is that they're full of insecurity and fears, but they're not there. 8 of Cups, they're not there. But they still insist on being there. It's a bad rap. It's a bad marriage. It's a bad relationship. I don't know. But I don't trust that person. I don't. And I'm looking at their energy. You, I trust your energy. I'm just saying, I don't like this anymore. And I haven't for a long time. Why do I keep doing it? Is it really for security? Because I don't feel so secure in this. I don't like it. I don't like the way it looks. I don't like the way it makes me feel. And how long have I been ignoring that? Oh, fuck all that. There you go. Isn't that beautiful? Isn't that lovely? But when I'm telling you, look at me, look at me. When I tell you good job, I mean good job. Now, the only person who's left on my list who needs to catch up is Cancer. They're overdue. I'd like to see more progress with Aries. But now I can take Gemini off that list. I'm not saying you'll never have a hard reading again. What I'm saying is that there's massive shifting here for the collective. And it's overdue. You start making changes, it shows. Never ever fear endings, for they denote beginnings. Especially when it's coming under the power of thy own hand. There is no more powerful change than that. Okay. Some of the intuition, please. Some of the intuition, please, for Gemini. Show me the intuition, please, for Gemini. Show me the intuition, please, for Gemini. Show me the intuition, please, for Gemini. Oh, I'm so happy for you. You don't even know. You don't even know. Seven of Cups, Seven of Pentacles. It's been a growing feeling for a long time. This is all individual. 779. You have been contemplating intuitively, from an intuitive space, your own sense of personal happiness a long time. You have been quietly, silently examining your individual feelings. Seven of Cups. Some of them are good feelings, some of them are negative feelings, some of them are scary, some of them are hopeful, some of them are positive, etc. And you've been looking at also love energy outside of you, contemplating that as well. What does it mean to explore love? What does it mean to explore love within me? What does it mean to explore love outside of me? How do I feel about that? And it's been a growing feeling with that Seven of Pentacles. It took you a long time to get into this place before you felt comfortable carefully looking at your emotions, in you, outside of you. What does it all mean? And you have come to the rightful conclusion that I should probably love myself. And that I am the maker of my own dreams, wishes, wants, and desires. Yes, correct. Everything begins with the self. Everything begins with the self. If you want to know what it is that fulfills you, you're the one who has to allow yourself to fulfill it. Your own sense of emotions, you have to be willing to look at them. You have to be willing to examine them and understand, in short, what makes you happy. If you want to pursue that which makes you happy, you have to understand what makes you happy. And so you have been going through an emotional process of carefully examining your feelings. What's going on in there? How do I feel about the situation I'm in? Does it still apply to me? Do I still have my love in it? Am I still invested in this emotionally? Am I wanting to emotionally invest outside of this? What's right for me? All good questions. And they all need to be asked. Okay? How this applies to you now, I do not know, but I know that some of you have gone through very vivid meditation states, spiritual journeys, and emotional journeys, and then also dream states for some of you. Some of you have been feeling heavy, heavy emotions in your dreams lately. And also for some of you, that means repeating dreams about people, places, things, situations, circumstances. And it kind of connects you outside of yourself in your off moments and in your downtime. That's just your intuition trying to speak to you. So if you find yourself dreaming more and more about other people that are not in your life right now, or emotional provocation from an intuitive place, it's kind of like your intuitive self is trying to remind you of those things in your life, people, places, things, situations, circumstances, work that makes you happy. And you're looking at that intensely. Let's jump on over here to the world. Show me the world, please. 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 Yes, where one door closes, another opens, yes? Endings. Mourn your endings, but also with that, know that there are beginnings. You cannot have one without the other. People say they want new beginnings all the time, but rarely give themselves the opportunity because they refuse to make a decision. They refuse to understand their feelings. They refuse to understand what they're thinking, what their motivation is, and what they want out of life. And the more we refuse to do those things, you will never have new beginnings because you're unwilling to make sacrifice. And what is a sacrifice? That which no longer serves you. When you are immersed in that which no longer serves you, you will never have new anything. So you are showing me willful cycling. I'm doing this because it feels right. My heart's in a much better place for it. What that world is, I do not know, but I have a strong idea. Something that's not attached to you so very well. Again, if you have Taurus in your chart, take theirs out, please. I remember their devil, somebody's devil was attached to them as well for all the wrong reasons. I'm afraid to let go of this person out of fear, and they're not happy in this relationship at all, but they won't leave. Refusing to see that as well. That's the benefit of the devil. Okay, show me that world, please. And Page of Swords. It took you a while to work up into it. Three of Pentacles. The Tower. It's been a growing idea with you. My. That's a very strong growing influence over time. And it started out small. Page of Swords, your particular page. Three of Pentacles, but became a working construct about your particular tower. In other words, you actually started looking at something from an analytical point of view. It started out small at first. You weren't sure about it. You didn't have a lot of confidence in it. But over time, for some of you, we're talking years, 1 year, 2 year, 3 years. It became a working construct for you. And this is brilliant. This is a working construct at play regarding a tower. In other words, you started working through a tower a long time ago, but it started out small. You probably didn't know it for what it was. But a little bit, over time, your fascination with a particular subject grew. Quite a bit. And there's something in here about that very thing I was discussing. If you want change, sometimes you have to be willing to make it your darn self. Otherwise, you will be afforded no change. Very rarely is what we want just thrown into our laps without some work or acknowledgement on our part that we want it. And that's the very thing you were looking at. There's some acknowledgement in me that there is something here I want to overthrow. And it's a poor construct. It doesn't work for me anymore. I might have been curious about it. I don't know if I dared look at it this boldly how many years ago, but I'm looking at it boldly now. And it's a false construct. You're starting to realize that. That means you have been actively thinking about bringing down a tower on your own accord for a while now. Sometimes towers are brought upon us and we have to deal with them. And sometimes we are the masters of our own tower, understanding the folly of something. So the foundation that you built that tower on might have been strong, but the walls around it are not. They're faulty. They're based on the lies we tell ourselves, other things people influence us with. We go along with it. We believe it. We put a lot of faith in that tower. Come to find out the whole damn thing's flimsy and it needs to come down. So there's something here that you have been actively and in small ways dismantling for a while, putting a little bit more and more into it every time you readdressed it. And it became a logical conclusion at some point that you need to bring it down yourself, or that you're going to have to. And it's something that you are having to really acclimate yourself towards. Okay. In other words, it took you a while to get into this knowledge. It's not comfortable knowledge, especially when you realize that it's on you to make change. But the thing is, it's also in your best interest. Because what we don't want is for a tower to get out of control and it will fall on us. And some people, in other words, got to learn shit the hard way. Or they can draw a line in the sand and say, I cut that particular check and realize that tower's mine. I'll write it off. And that's a different kind of boldness. That's a different kind of determination. It's a different kind of will. You know? Confrontation of the self and false beliefs and premises. I would love to know what that is, but it's up to you to understand. I have an idea. I have an idea. I'm guessing it's a false sense of security in whatever it is you built up with this person. Not so comfortable. Show me this Page of Wands, please. Show me this Page of Wands. Show me this Page of Wands, please. Knight of Pentacles, yeah, it was slow to arrive. It was a slow to arrive decision, absolutely. Ace of Wands. But the more you looked at it, you understood it's not so much as a disastrous ending as exactly what we've been talking about as a brand new beginning. Good fucking job. That's exactly it. You got it. You got it. You're all over this. You're in sync. Everything I've been talking about, you're lining up to. It's hitting you. This is on me to dismantle this. And it took time to build up this faulty construct, but it's up to me to dismantle it. I'm getting braver by the day, and I'm looking at this, and I'm starting to realize that whatever this is isn't for me. And it might have been an inevitable world. Okay, fine. But I can take this out on my terms. I helped build up this faulty thing. I can bring it down. You're absolutely correct. Good job. Well done. That's what I was trying to say. Look at the nerve on you. Now, again, this is not overnight. You're building up into it. But you see this, whatever this false construct, when it comes down, you will be ready for it. You have already begun to look towards the new. An Ace of Wands, something, anything out there that inspires you, that lights you up, that trailblazes you, that turns you on, that puts you out there. You are beginning to see the positives in ending something that's not right for you. That's the way it should be. Do not fear endings when you understand there are beginnings. But if you always fear endings, you will never see beginnings. Again, that's beautiful. Absolutely. Oops. Ooh, that was a bit squeaky, weren't it? Show me that King of Cups, please. Show me that King of Cups, please. Fullness of heart. Fully understanding who you are as an emotional being. King of Cups, please. Somebody who, with full maturity, can say, this is how I feel, and this is my heart space as I best understand it. Show me that King of Cups, please. Show me this King of Cups, please. Oh my God, I'm so excited for you. I'm so excited for you. Oh my God, honey, this is why I do the difficult ones. Because when a collective triumphs, I want the collective to see that they're triumphing, you know. That's why I don't do fast food tarot. That's why I don't give you garbage shit. I show you the real stuff. So, I mean, how else can you appreciate how well you're doing unless you see how far you've come? That's true to life. And we do the real shit around here. Okay. Yes, I'm dramatic. Yes, I'm passionate. But nevertheless, I am sincere. As you will be in future. Justice. Don't you feel correct? Fuck yes, you do. You walked away. And you don't regret it. Oh my God. You're gonna make me cry, aren't you? Well, it's your birthday. That's fine. I knew this day would come, honey. And hopefully you're that Gemini that didn't jump ship and got negative and salty after these past couple of months. There's a reason I do what I do. And it's for moments like this. Or I can see a sign triumph after months of back and forth, talking themselves out of crap and putting up with shit, no resolve, no sense of love of the self, no sense of future. Okay? It's hard for us to imagine a future when we won't allow ourselves to accept the reality of present. A lot of people do that. You're not doing that. Not anymore. You switched your shit up. I see you legally as well as emotionally walking away from whatever this is. And it's correct. Your biggest concern is this correct? And then you check in with yourself once more and then you say, yes, it is. I know it. I feel it. You have completely separated from this. Both legally and emotionally. You are ready to be on your own. And the only reason I know it's correct is because, again, as I was telling Aquarius, when I see endings and separation and that person immediately reflects upon me positivity, that's how I know it's right. If I see endings and somebody's showing me 5 of Swords, 7 of Swords, that means they didn't really mean it, they were feinting it, or they weren't ready, or they were lying to themselves. You're not doing that at all. You emotionally recognize that whatever this is, you seem to understand with the separation comes a new opportunity. You don't seem to dispute that. You've been contemplating it for a while. Possibly a new opportunity in love, but let's get to this first. So this is beautiful. Your King of Cups. You might have some very strong Scorpio in your chart. Libra. Some of you, by the way, might be walking away from either of those signs, Libra or Scorpio, but I'm seeing that King of Cups is coming from within you directly, not once but twice. You're telling me you confirmed it. It's the correct thing to do, is to literally walk away from that which you no longer have attachment to. It's the right thing to do, because it is. You're honoring yourself. Everything begins with the self. If you are unhappy, it is on you to recognize it, acknowledge it, and then have the nerve to do something about it. It's not enough to just sit there and bitch and complain about the other person. You're making me unhappy, but you're choosing to stay. Thus, you are playing a part. You're not doing that. So good on you. You're not playing that particular part. You might have played it for a long time, but you're not playing it anymore, honey. You're not playing it anymore. You're not playing that particular sad song. Nope. Well done. And with the fullness of heart, you know what you're doing. And you see the potential of a future beyond this. I love this. This beautiful, subtle appreciation. Let me have some earth in your chart. Appreciation for the reality. And it was growing. I cannot emphasize it enough. A growing appreciation for the dynamic, what you put into it, the reality of it, and how it no longer suits you. Very subtle flavor, just like that tiramisu. Sometimes it is bold in flavor, and other times there's subtlety in there, right? It's such a small, growing realization. Seeing the work of yourself in this tower, seeing the work of the other person in this tower, how you both built to its faulty premise. And little by little, you understood you could start to dismantle it. And then right after that, what do? You show me you can see a future beyond it. Fuck yes. Oh, I'm so expressive with my hands. I can't help. I am extremely expressive with my hands. I am that person, 100%. I can't not have a conversation and be like, I get. That's just how I am. Oh, yes. Look at this. Now this, I don't want to look at that. I don't want to look at that. Somebody here doesn't want this on the emotional level. Your Eight of Cups is very different. You are correct and justified in walking away from this, and thus your heart space feels correct for you. In other words, that's a commanding King of Cups. He knows what he's doing. He knows what he feels. He's in touch with his feelings. This person is not in touch with their feelings because they have a devil attached to it. In other words, they're not listening to themselves. They're not happy in whatever this relationship is. Possibly a marriage. Doesn't have to be, but yes, could be marriage or boyfriend, girlfriend. I don't know. Engagement. I don't know. Marriage. I don't know. They're not here emotionally for this relationship anymore, but they refuse to acknowledge it. And it's a dependency thing. They don't want to leave the relationship, even though they're not there for it. Eight of Cups. So, not impressed, and you've been blind to it for a long time. Let's call it for what it is. Eight of Swords, Queen of Pentacles. There's something here about the comfort zone, and the thing is, your comfort zone, when you think about it now, it wasn't so comfortable, was it? No. Show me that Eight of Cups, please. This person left you alone to think about your heart's wants and desires and how they've been growing and how they've not been growing for a long time. Your intuition's been speaking to you loud, which means that this person has not been emotionally attached to you for a while. However, to your credit, it's a soft process. You weren't loud about it. You weren't really focused on anger so much as... So this is what's really going on with me. So I applaud you for that. I'm not saying anger, frustration, or bitterness wasn't a part of it, okay? But you kept it more focused on, well, how would I like to feel, though? Good. Show me the Eight of Cups, please, for this person. Show me the Eight of Cups, please, for this person. Show me the Eight of Cups, please, for this person. Oh, that ring keeps trying to slip off. Ace of Wands. Yeah, Knight of Cups. Eight of Wands. Oh dear, I got a bit of a liar here. I got a bit of a liar here. Somebody who says, I don't like that. That's not good. That's energy contradiction. Eight of Cups, Ace of Wands, Knight of Cups, Eight of Wands. By all rights, that clarification is absolutely beautiful. This is really beautiful. Really good energy here. Ace of Wands. I mean, I wouldn't dispute this. I would not dispute this. I wouldn't dispute it. Had this not preceded it. And then we got a little devil there attached to it. So this person kind of chronically lies about their feelings. This is active communication about feelings. It's false. I love you, and I'm still crazy about you. Not quite. That's an active lie, and that's upsetting. They're giving you lip service for keeping this going. Not healthy. Why they don't have the balls to admit it, I don't know, except it might be a hard thing for this person to admit, especially if they really, really are invested in that much fear, and they're invested in that much fear specifically in keeping the relationship with you. In other words, they're saying what they need to say in order to keep it. I don't like that. That's literally lying to your face about feelings and intentions. I still love you. I'm so crazy about you. Totally. Totally. Please believe that. I'm sure they know how to turn the eyes on you. I'm sure they know how to talk a good game, but they're still crazy about you. It's a lie. You know, when you're in tune with yourself, there's no need to lie to yourself. You can actually live properly through your convictions. So when you say when you tell this was right for me, and I'm just fighting this because I'm no longer emotionally, see, that's when I was supposed to see that. I'll be darned. 8 of Cups attached to that Empress. Taurus, Libra, some of you. The person you've held in high regard is not there. Your 8 of Cups is justified because it feels right to you, literally. This person's 8 of Cups, they're not speaking it at all. They're still saying they have active feelings for you and that they're still excited and they still have big plan energy with you. Devil. Okay. Show me that devil, please. Again, somebody's terrified of break. Terrified of separation. In other words, this is not speaking for their true feelings. Show me that devil, please. Show me that devil. Show me that devil. How do you know, by the way? The thing is, if this person's lying and they're not aware that they're lying, and there's a good chance that they're not because the devil's here, they're going to say what they need to say based out of fear. And how do you know then? How do you know if somebody they're telling you to your face and reassuring you they love you and they're still crazy about you? So how do you know? Do they seem kind of joyless? You know? When they say they love you, does it feel empty? Do their eyes look empty? Are they there? Are they present? Or are they somewhere else? Ace of Cups and King of Wands, the 6 of Cups. I don't like this at all. I really don't. Hold on. I need to see this person's 4 of Wands. It's making me uncomfortable. It's making me uncomfortable. Okay. Show me that 4 of Wands. I need to see how they review this freaking relationship. I know they strongly desire to have good love for you. They recognize the bond between you two, specifically the time spent. Hanged Man, 4 of Swords, the 10 of Wands. They really do believe that they can rest and heal this with you. It needs a timeout. It needs a delay. As difficult as it is, they said we can rest on this, we can heal this, we can work through this relationship. They really want you to believe the strength of their heart and their convictions. Again, when I clarify their baseline, their energy is gorgeous. But the upfront, where their true representation is just negativity and bad attachment, do they feel very strongly connected to you, that you are their person, their forever person? Yes, they actually believe it to the point of conviction, and that they want you to believe it as well. Very much so. They are very much invested in you believing what they themselves believing, and that's why it's dangerous. They really believe it. They really feel that they can have fresh, brand new energy with you. And they want you to believe it as well. More so, their conviction seems to rise the more you express interest in leaving. See how that works? They really want you to, they got a, honey, they can sell a good game. I'll give them that. They got a good pitch. They got a good pitch and a strong will. I promise you. I see it as fear-based reaction. Please believe me, Gemini, I'm still in love with you. I still have very strong feeling for you. I know it's hard. I know it's hard. Let's just suspend it. Let's just suspend the relationship. Let's you and I agree not to do anything too crazy. Okay? We can work it out. It just needs time off. We just need time off. We just need a pause. We can work it out. We can work it out. And if this person really paused and reflected, they would see how difficult this is. If you have to sell your energy that hard, if you have to sell your relationship that hard to somebody, it's kind of like a bad salesman, but they're actually one of the best, to be honest with you. It's that thing of where somebody is trying to sell you so hard that you start to feel uncomfortable with it. Do you know at some point where you're just like, okay, thanks for that sales pitch, you can stop that now, thank you. They're coming on a little strong, and that's what I'm saying. They are coming on strong. They're laying it on thick. They are they're telling you don't need a new beginning. They're going to give you all the new beginning that you need. They're telling you that I am all the new beginning that you need, baby. Right here. You want the love? I got it for you. You want the passion? I got it for you. You don't need a new beginning. I am your new beginning, baby. I am. Renew that Ace of Cups with me. Renew that Ace of Wands. You're looking at an Ace of Wands literally outside of this dynamic as you start to feel hopeful for the future as you continue to dismantle this. And when you do that, oh my God, are they bringing out the romances here? The love, it's love bombing. I swear to God, it's love, but it's suddenly like, remember all this lovely, look at it, we've been together a long time. We've been together a long time. I'm still love you and I'm still crazy about you. Don't do anything drastic, please. I'm all the new beginning that you need. It's almost like a panic reaction and love bombing. Instead of seeing new opportunities for themselves, they're saying, I'm the new opportunity with you. It can still be you and I. They themselves actually are marked with aces. They don't see new beginnings as a good thing. They see the new beginnings requiring endings, and that's a threat. They could have equally new opportunities attached to them as well. They refuse to see that. They only see you. So in a way that can be very flattering, I understand when somebody says over and over again, I still love you, I'm still crazy about you, but where is it coming from? Why is there such a desperate need to sell you on that concept? Why are they approaching you so hard? Why are they love bombing you so hard? I'm sure the passion's nice and the intention's nice and that kind of show. It's like a fireworks display through my eyes. There's a big fireworks display to get Gemini's attention. I still love you. I'm still crazy about you. I'm all the aces you need, baby. You don't need to look outside this. Where is it coming from? It's coming from fear of you walking away. 8 of Cups to the Devil. But I got news. I told you it's a lie. They're putting forward a lot of positive emotion, and it's coming from a place of, I don't actually feel this, but I need to say what I need to say to keep you. And that's fear. So I have a very strong feeling, honey, that you've been through something like this before. When you start to pull away from this person, and that's when they really put on that firework display. And they spell out, I love you, Gemini, in the sky. Right? And you're like, oh, and then what do we do when we're like kids? Even adults do this. Adults do this more than kids do. What happens when we see a huge display of fireworks? What do? Oh, and I bet that's really awesome, right? The first couple times you experienced it. Oh, okay, I'm crazy. They still love me. They still love me. They're right. I'm taking it out of context. And that's why, babe. I got it. I fucking got it. I got you. I got it. That's why. I fucking got it. That's why you were so carefully looking at this over time. Clever. Very clever. One of my favorite professors in college called me clever girl once. Do you remember Jurassic Park? With the velociraptor and the guy, the hunter. He goes, clever girl. One of my favorite professors called me that in college once. Well, that's kind of like that vibe I'm getting with you. It's like clever Gemini. Look at you slowly looking at this and how you've built it into it and they have built into it over time. You didn't do all this at once. You started taking it down piece by piece, looking at it piece by piece, the contribution level piece by piece. So this was a slow tower on a slow world cycle, but it's like you wanted to be sure. Did I get it? You wanted to be sure. You suspected what I'm describing is accurate, but you wanted to be sure. Because you've been like this before with this person. You have rough patches, you distance a little bit, they come laying it on thick, right? You wanted to be sure. It's long-term pattern, right? A very serious pattern over a long period of time. And that's what I think you were looking at. You wanted to be sure. I got you. I can see why. Upon clarification, oh honey, if it weren't for that baseline, I'd be crazy about that person. And because of what they present to you verbally and in terms of actions, it's no wonder. You've done this with them before and you fell for the firework display. Then time passes. And then we kind of see the evidence of that person being emotionally distant, emotionally inconsistent, emotionally unavailable, but they seem to be terrified to change or do anything different or to be anyone different or to review or to view, the connection, anything different, right? Terrified of change and not always there for you. You make note of it. You start verbalizing it. You start saying, you push back a little bit. I can't help but notice that you're distant again and that you want to get away from me a lot again and that you don't ever seem to be there for me again. And then here comes the firework display. If it weren't for that baseline, honey, you wouldn't be contemplating leaving this person at all. But it's been a long-term observation, hasn't it? I don't know how long-term. For some of you, it's something that you have been noticing subtly over the past couple of years. For others of you, the past 3 months or so, 6 months, I can't quite tell. I just know that at present day, the energy suggests that they are reassuring you, they're hitting you with everything in the kitchen sink to tell you right now, I love you, I'm crazy about you, I got passion. You don't need a new opportunity, baby. I'm all the new opportunity you need. Oh. All right. Look at you, powerfully. Look at that. You're saying, I'm in the fullness of my heart, consciously understand that this is not for me. When you started, the day you started looking at opportunities outside of you, and you saw the optimism in it, and hope for a future, I think that was your biggest clue by far, because it's kind of like saying, literally, if this person is so great, why am I thinking about leaving them? Very good. Very good. If I'm so satisfied and you're so crazy about me, why am I thinking about leaving this? Very good. 2 + 2, baby. But let's call it for what it was. 8 of Swords, the Queen of Pentacles. You've been kind of blind to your own sense of TLC for a long time. Tender love and care. You showing TLC to yourself. Your other person showing you this is the long stretch. This is what actually happens in between the fireworks display. And that's what we need to be paying attention to, yeah? In between the big gestures and the big words, the big reassurances, and baby, you know, I understand we've been growing apart. Let's have a big mashing night out, just you and me. Let's go out. Let's have a great dinner. Let's get blasted. Let's listen to music. Let's hang out with friends. Fun, fun, fun. Love, love, love. And then reality sets back in, right? 8 of Swords to the Queen of Pentacles. I didn't want to see how uncomfortable my actual comfort was. There's the routine. That's the meat and potatoes that I'm looking for. Not the blasted. God dang it, that sucks. I hate that. This is the kind of stuff I want to see for people. when they have fresh energy and new intentions, and they're so strong and beautiful and bold and loving and declarative and passionate. They're just crazy, and they're happy to be in love, and they're just, ah. But where does it come from? The provocation of fear that you will leave. Show me the Eight of Swords, please. Show me the Eight of Swords. Yeah, there's some sticky, icky dependency in here. But it comes off as I love you of my own free will. And it's a lie. They don't love you of their own free will. Do they love you? Yeah. Of their own free will? No. They love you out of fear. Fear of loss. They can sense it when you pull away. It is King of Swords. Made up my mind. Temperance. Time. King of Wands. Yeah. We've been kind of blind. We've been hoping between these two people. I can't help but interpret that King of Swords as you. And there's that King of Wands again with this person. They could be fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sag. We also have Capricorn here. And Libra, we've already discussed it, Scorpio. You two more or less agreed, I would have to say blindly, Eight of Swords. And again, to your credit, this is one of the many things you're looking at, the false construct, what you both put into it. Do you remember what Three of Pentacles is? It's not just friendship, it's cooperation. How these two characters were blindly constructing that tower together. It wasn't just you, they were in it too. And that's what you're looking at as it concerns the world. Do you see how it's coming together? Do you see how it's coming together? In this case, it literally took two. I do believe, of course, you really of sound mind did believe that you two over time, there's nothing you can't work through. Patience. Heavy Sag energy here. Doesn't have to be, but we can work through it. Neither one of you was really seeing the truth of it, though. It didn't matter how much time was passing. It didn't matter how much patience there was. It didn't matter how forthright both of your energies tried to be in terms of heads of state and being responsible. Okay. We still couldn't see a basic truth here, or we didn't want to see one. Time passed. And when temperance is here, temperance is either proof of healing over time or evidence that it's not happening. Time works both ways. It can heal all wounds or not at all. And when time passes, you should have evidence to either direction. Something is either healing or it isn't. Either way, time was involved. All right. That Queen of Pentacles, sense of self-worth, value, comfort, care, love, affection. Okay, show me that Queen of Pentacles, please. Show me that Queen of Pentacles. Show me that Queen of Pentacles, please. Show me that Queen of Pentacles. Kills me, man. It kills me. And so if this is the Gemini I've been looking at for months, I see why you've been under such huge conflict. That would actually make sense to me for the past several months. When you are this connected to somebody who is that afraid, and they will willfully lie about what they're feeling because it comes from fear. Put on a good show like that. I can see why you've been so conflicted. And why you've had to look at it in such small, measurable ways. Like I told you, it's all those stretches of time in between the big displays of affection. Got it. That would explain actually quite a bit. Show me. But we didn't know. I didn't know. Until guess what? You started to know. See how it works? I told you. I don't tell you. You tell me. I couldn't have known this and put that together retroactively over the last several months until you started to figure it out. Do you see how this works? Real tarot, baby. Real fucking tarot. Show me this Queen of Pentacles. That explains so much. That explains everything. Show me that Queen of Pentacles, please. Nine of Swords. And there's the real stress about how this thing is actually playing out in 3D. I told you, temperance works both ways. It is either over time, evidence of healing and success of it, or the lack of it. Guess which one? I know, the Knight of Cups. It's like no matter how much you work through this, there is a stress here about emotional expression, availability, vulnerability, and is it sincere? Because you don't feel so comfortable in your comfort zone. You do feel that no matter how much work you put into this, it still doesn't feel congruent. It still feels like the emotional energy is off, and it's that it's not believable, being received well, or that you yourself are not receiving it well. And this is what it really looks like between you two in those long stretches of a non-firework display. I'm sorry if the camera visual is going in and out. That just means there's probably a smear over the lens. Hopefully it's not too bad. But it's like, yeah, this is the real proof. Eight of Swords. Oh yeah, you and I just generally agree to work stuff out and we'll feel better over time. And it's the Eight of Swords. It's blindness. We're not wanting to look, neither one of you, till you did. Clever. Very clever. Reality is that no matter how much work you put into this, the emotions are still off. You don't feel good and secure. You don't feel loved and cared for in between these long stretches of love bombing and huge firework displays of passion and integrity and integrity of love and my sincerity. You don't need a new beginning, baby. I'm all the new beginning you need. Believe it. Ow. Okay. Now that you're feeling good again, I can go back to me just being completely distant and checked out. Great. Death. Show me death. Oh. Show me death, please. Show me death, please. Show me death, please. I read the most little bitch comment the other day. Ugh, stop saying death. It's so inappropriate or so... I don't know. The suggestion thing was so unpalatable. I'm like, you do know that's the name of the card, right? Should you be watching tarot? I got children who are adults tuning in. Show me death, please. Show me death, please. Show me death. Show me death. And also, no. It's my power card. Like, I'm going to be afraid of the word death. No. Oh my God. Death. Three of Wands. False hope is over. Whoa. Nine of Wands. Nine of Pentacles. Oh. That sense of false hope and waiting's over. It's been a rough transition, but I see you again going solo, and it's correct for you. The fight, the struggle here, the resistance to be on your own is finally over. That sense of false hope and expectation that things will turn around, become better. It was a fight to get there, but you eventually got there. You stopped fighting the fight. So Nine of Wands, you've probably heard me say it before, it's the Insanity card. Wounded warrior, yes, but it's also his fault. He won't stop fighting, even when he's exhausted and he's clearly beat. So that's the Insanity card, doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. I understand there's times when you must fight for what you believe in, but at some point you must also understand it's self-defeating. At some point we are tasked with understanding the reason I'm exhausted is because I won't stop fighting for something that I probably should have stopped fighting for a long time ago. Oh boy, that lens is going absolutely crazy. And it doesn't help that my notifications are flying in at a phenomenal rate. I must have said something really naughty. When the communication rate's that high, and I can see the notices flying in, I must have said something bad. Because that's when I get slammed with all sorts of feedback. I must have said something very sassy. Oops. It is what it is. I am who I am. That's all. Okay, yeah, false expectations done. Fighting this is done. You feeling much more like an individual, done. Yep. It be done. Individuation, feeling it. Individuation as in final 3D result. Individuation in terms of full ownership of your heart space and a sound decision that you have made. It took you time to get here. As I said, you both have kind of blindly agreed that time will just heal all wounds, and whatever the difficulty is between us, that will go away. Individually, you felt that no matter how much work you put into it, the emotions still weren't correct to you. They still weren't coming towards you correctly. They weren't coming from you correctly anymore because you no longer felt secure in this emotionally. Some of you have a really large sense of emotional security. I really depend on my person to love me so I can feel secure in my home, in which case you might have some very strong earth in your chart. And they know that. regardless. They know that. That's why they put on the huge firework display when they feel that you are detaching. That very thing you need reassurance of in between, okay? They put on a grand display of it when they feel you pulling away the most. And that's why it confused you. And that's why you've been having to disentangle this for a long time. Or it took you a long time to understand that you should start looking at how you've both been playing into this delusion. They know. You, Gemini, the Gemini I'm looking at, you need emotional security, love, in other words, in order to feel good about your home, your sense of self and security. They know that. So they put out all the stops when they feel like it's time or they need to. This is up to you. I think you've already made up your mind. It took you a while to get there. I don't know how long this is going to take. Many of you are back here in this process where you're still disentangling this tower piece by piece, brick by brick. But all I know is that once you start to find comfort in the idea of a future outside of this, this is when your energy becomes much more solid and understanding where it's supposed to go and do next. How long it realistically disentangles or takes you to disentangle from this, I don't know. I do know this. They are going to ask for a play of time. What you do with that is up to you. Just please know it's a tactic of fear, again, to keep you to stay. That's the objective. In other words, their firework display at some point is no longer working. And that's when they're going to ask for a timeout. Please don't do anything rash. Please don't do anything that you'll regret, Gemini. Let's just take a timeout. We can heal this. Let's retreat. We can figure it out. It doesn't matter how. Do you remember what we said? Just everything. Time heals all wounds. Just give it time. All you two were doing was playing down the clock or playing pass blindly about not really seeing the situation. And theirs was fear-based for losing you. Yours was just because you really wanted to believe that the love was real and genuine, but you knew something was wrong this whole time or for a long time. I see the worst parts on their baseline and the best parts on their clarification. It's contradiction. They say what they need to say, and it reassures you for a while. It makes you feel loved and secure once more, that your needs are being met once more. But then what happens during those long stretches? So, yeah, they're going to ask to play out the clock a little more in the future. Just give it some time. Don't do anything. Yes, it's hard. I admit that, but we can heal it. We can work through it. Just don't do anything. Please don't do anything. Please don't do anything with this marriage, this commitment, this relation. Please don't do anything. You've already made up your mind. Theirs is a stuckness. I refuse to develop or grow because in their mind, it literally works for them. So I see no improvement from them at all. The only time I see them with any confidence at all is when they lie to you the most. That's not good. It has nothing to do with you. Unless you choose to play into it when you know something's afoot. Something's amiss. It don't add up. It doesn't line up right. Okay. I don't know. Oh, you know what it is? It's summertime. The heat expanded. This is... I don't know that it's real leather, but material like this tends to expand in the heat. That's all it is. That's all it is. Okay. No, I would never buy a full leather chair. I know that sounds really cool and probably would have been cool 10 years ago, but no, I'm not big on animal cruelty. No, for things like clothing and handbags and chairs, no. No, we don't need to be doing that. And also to answer your question, I get this all the time. Are you vegan? No, I'm not. I'm just not. Let's just address that right now. I don't think you should be so frivolous with animal life that you're using it to dress yourself. But also, I also believe that consumption of animal protein is also okay. I don't know why I'm clarifying that, but for some reason it comes up a lot. There you go. Okay. Let's see here. I'm trying to get an idea of timeline. I really cannot. So much has happened behind the scenes and over time. I just know that in present day, you've been left alone a lot to think about your sense of self, self-happiness, direction. where it has felt right to you and where it has not felt right to you. And are you meeting your own sense of expectation of happiness? And that's been a quiet, intuitive feeling. And you've been trying... This is the most solid point of reference so far for change, is when you get excited by thinking about your new opportunities outside of this. When you start to see yourself dismantling the situation, removing yourself from it, and finalizing the cycle of it, your energy picks up considerably to the horizon of new. What else is for me out there? They say new is a threat. They say you don't need new when you got me. You see new as possibility and hope. It's almost like it's a point of pride for you. You showed me that King of Cups not once but twice. Everything that you say you are, you're not. But I know who I really am, and this is how I actually feel. That's a very bold declaration, and I love it. But I love bold declarations from the heart. I respect that. It says, I know myself. Thank you. And there's no question of it. You, however, are under question. And the answer you come up with never changes. I'm calling you on your shit. I think you don't love me. I think you say what you need to say to keep me around. I don't feel insecure with you at all, and I haven't for a long time. I don't think you really love me. I just think you don't know what else to do. And that's not good enough for me. Aquarius, the medallion. Aquarius, Capricorn, Q, the letter Q. Intuition in reverse. Oh, I'm sorry, that's not intuition. I thought that was the cat for some reason. The octopus is in reverse. Someone's tentacle grip no longer has its effect or power on you anymore. The Pegasus on the sideways, that kind of tells me, and the Pegasus in tarot and in charms basically means masculine sense of freedom and or pride, the ability to choose independence. It was sideways. Some of you are coming back into that particular focus. No, you don't have to be a male. It's just the association of that particular character. Let's see. Hoping to get some more letters here. U, the rocking horse, the repetition of behavior patterns, not likely to change. They can only go in one particular motion. The cloud, the silver lining, yes. There are rainy days, but there's also silver linings, yes. Diamond, I know we're looking at engagement and or commitment here. And again, more confirmation of some very strong earth energy here, Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus. There's that idea of commitment, yes. Strength, yes. And I meant what I said, yes. But also the diamond is sense of value. I also have my value to regard in this as well. And in that sense of responsibility to thyself, you have to know what your value is. Okay. Stingray. Okay. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. But yeah, that's it. I believe it was upside down. Always hiding. Think about the stingrays that can have amazing camouflage. Excuse me. Camouflage. Always hiding. Very small dog. I love my dog. The paw print and the heart. Yes. Some of you are very attached to your dogs, your animals, your pets, in the general sense. I really cannot, Gemini, get a good grip here on timelines. It's been slowly building up to this world. It's been slowly building up to this death. Your own sense of independence is at play here. This is the only thing I know to be true. When you seriously start to make movements, realistic 3D movements, no matter how small, and understanding this tower and breaking it down, the more you do that, the more you kind of get a smile on your face about, I know something else exists outside of this. And the idea of that makes me happy. That's how you know you're on that particular track. I don't think it's happened yet. When I see your sense of freedom and self, it's much more in your future orientation. Their particular song, their particular tune has not changed. They're just asking more for time to kill. That doesn't help you. Your energy, though, is bold, it's beautiful, it's declarative, and I trust it completely. So long as you trust yourself and you know it's right for you, then that's all that matters. I shan't dispute it. But this sense of falseless hope and waiting for things to get better, that's done. That's done. You resisting being on your own, that's done. You feel fantastic. Okay, ownership, yeah? Happy birthday indeed, Gemini. Happy birthday indeed. I'm so very pleased for you. You don't even know, or perhaps you did, perhaps you picked up on it. I'm not terribly subtle. I'm a triple Scorpio with double Aries. I don't really do subtle. It tends to be very obvious. When I'm excited, I'm a genuinely passionate, loving person. And so when I'm telling you this pleases me, it very much does. I'm not passive and I'm not a Mayo tarot reader, honey. It's just, I just don't do that. I don't do it, but I am sincere. And it looks like you will be living sincerely for this, Gemini. Soon. I don't know how long the dismantling process will take. I just know that as soon as you start making plans for yourself. With hope and vigor and sense of excitement. For some of you, next Scorpio season, I don't know. Okay, that's enough. In approximately 2 weeks from now will be the intimate tarot readings. I don't know that I will necessarily pick up on this particular group of Geminis. I hope not, given their energy. That person's, I really don't want to see intimacy with them, to be honest. I don't, because again, if it stands to reason that they can lie about their love, they can lie about their passion too. It's like, oh, yeah, Gemini, that's so hot. That's awesome. Yeah, this is still turns me on. I don't want to see that. Do you? I don't. Nobody wants to see a fake orgasm, and I most certainly don't want to read one. And for those of you who are unfamiliar with Intimate Tarot, hi, my name is Christina. I provide Intimate Tarot readings. If you'd like to learn more about it, tune in 2 weeks from now. All right, honey. Well, I'm going to tell you what I told Taurus. I want to know what that Ace of Wands looks like for you. It ain't that. Okay. Put in the comments as you see fit. I'll see you in 2 weeks. Take care. Be well.